Becoming deadly in the woods. Hey everybody, I'm Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. And today we're going to talk about how you can be deadly in the woods. What kind of gear you need, what kind of attitude you have, your experience level, and a bunch of other things. But before I get into the video, talking about all this tactical stuff, the fun stuff, the sexy stuff, I gotta talk about antibiotics and your stockpile of them. Check out Jace Medical, links in the description below. Coupon code is in the description below. Save yourself some money. You gotta have it. If we're gonna be out doing this kind of stuff, there's gonna be injuries. We're gonna have to provide long-term care. And we're gonna have to take care of potential infections that come along with those kind of wounds. So check it out, you gotta get it. All right, so what does it take to be deadly in the woods? Does it take full multi-cam, all cool guy stuff, $5,000 rifle, all the Gucci gear, Cry JPC, plates, helmet, nods, all that stuff? Well, some of those things would be advantageous, especially the nods. Night vision optics and or thermal, yes, that would be advantageous. But in the woods, plate carrier helmet, probably not. A good quality AR-15 doesn't need to be expensive. There are a lot of budget ARs out there, and most of them will work just fine for you. This one probably is on the more expensive side just due to all the things that I've done to it over the years, swapped on and off, etc. But this is a fairly basic AR. It's not super fancy. I do have the primary arms fixed 3 power on it. I have the True Glow microdot on top for my sighting systems. I have my tack light, I have a bad lever, I have a Bravo Company grip, Bravo Company vert grip, Mission First Tactical Minimalist stock, Fail Zero bolt carrier group, and I do have an extreme duty gas tube. That was expensive, but well worth it for sustained engagements and sustained activity. The rest of the gear, Condor gear. It's another thing you gotta check out. Links in the description below. Coupon code AP15. Save yourself some money on some already inexpensive gear that works great. This is the Condor Assaulter's chest rig. It has 6 internal mag pouches. I added 3 more, so I have 9 plus 1 in the gun for 10. I also added the knife. I also added the IFAK. I also added the Condor double pistol mag pouch. It has a flashlight in one and has a multi-tool in the other. Carabiner on the front, simple gear. But if you're gonna be out in the mountains, in the woods, doing those kind of things, you gotta have your sustainment load, which is your pack. One of the things I really like on there is that, the Spetsnaz shovel by Cold Steel. Very good shovel. I've done videos about that in the past. As you see, I'm not in cool guy multi-cam camouflage, no. I'm just wearing a green top and some brown pants. Just earth tones. Carry with you maybe an assaulter's ghillie, maybe a ghillie suit, a leaf suit, something of the sort that will help you camouflage and disappear into the woods more effectively, sure. And you can use natural vegetation always. So let's talk more about the gun. In the woods, you can see here, now that's an entrance to my lower field, so I got a little bit further shot. But around here, I mean, 300 yards is gonna be maximum. Most engagement distances in my area in Western Washington and in a lot of places in the United States are gonna be within 100 yards. With that said, you don't need some high-end precision rifle. Any AR would do the trick. Any AK would do the trick. There's a lot of other things. You go main battle rifle route. I like the AR because it's lightweight, it's effective at those distances. The ammunition's inexpensive, the magazines are inexpensive, they're available. The biggest thing about being effective in the woods, in the mountains, wherever, as a Minuteman, as a partisan, as a guerrilla, whatever you want to call yourself, is training. Your ability to effectively put rounds on target while avoiding being shot yourself. That's a big one. Woodcraft, wilderness survival, basic skills, mountaineering, all that bushcraft stuff or basic soldiering stuff. Along with that, fitness is key. Fitness is huge. I know a lot of people don't want to hear about it. They skim over all the fitness videos because they want to go to the cool guy gadget stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, fitness is way more important than your gadgets. Way more important. If you're going to be carrying a ruck, going around in this stuff, in the woods, in the mountains, whatever, you got to be fit. So take that, please, and get yourselves in a better position physically. Mentally is a huge part of it also. On a two-way range, on a battlefield, you got to be mentally competent. You got to be able to quickly make decisions that are effective and timely. So with that said, that's very important. Other gear. I basically gave you the rundown of what's on my chest rig. I'm not wearing my battle belt right now because I'm simulating a going out in the woods type situation. There are a lot of situations like that where I will have my battle belt. I just chose not to wear it today. So I can show you that I can still be fully effective in a combat situation. I have food, I have water, I have shelter, all the stuff I need back here in my ruck. I also have 6 more AR mags back there for a total of 16. And I think I have another 4 boxes of 5.56 back there also. Having a setup like this with optics like this, I think is a great way to go about it. Fixed 3 power, primary arms with the ACSS reticle, great reticle, I absolutely love it. Having the micro dot on top for close in. If you've watched any of my videos where I describe my sighting system and how my systems work, even with my other rifle with the low power variable optic on it, it works exactly the same because it's a low power variable optic with the same micro dot on top. So, instinctual shooting. I sight down the rail and I practice instinctual shooting a lot. So yes, instinctual shooting is a thing. And then if I need to, I can roll the rifle over and my red dot's right there in my plane of sight. If I need to see further, I just drop my head and I have my fixed 3 power. Fixed 3 power and or 4 power optics are what I feel are some of the best options for situations like this. Now, if you have a low power variable optic that's first focal plane that you can keep your zeros throughout the magnification range, then that's also good, because if you do run into a situation where you need to reach out a little bit further or identify targets further out, you can go up to 6 power, maybe keep it at 3 power most of the time. You have that flexibility, so that is good. But fixed power optics also definitely have their place. One of my other rifles, I have an EOTech with a 3x magnifier flip out. That's also a good setup. You don't need to spend a ton of money doing this stuff. Having good quality optics is important though, very important. The biggest thing, if you want to be effective in the woods, is spending time in the woods. If you don't spend time in the woods, you're not going to be effective fighting in the woods, because you won't know the terrain, you won't be fit enough to do it, you won't know how to sleep, how to set up camp, you won't know a lot of things. Identifying wild edibles is part of it. You may run into that situation. Also hunting small game, traps, snares, stuff like that. That's an important part of it. So my recommendations are, if you want to be tactically effective in the woods, in the mountains, you need to be physically fit. You need to be mentally fit. You need to have decent quality gear. But biggest, you need training and practice doing it. Those are the big 4 things I feel that will get you better prepared to be out in the stuff and being an effective warfighter. It's not all about the tactical gear and the multicam. So please think about this stuff, get out there and do it. We're in the process of, on our property here, we're gonna cut a bunch more trails through the woods in our property, so I can go rucking more, I can do some trail running, we can do some bike riding, and I'll have areas where I can walk around and film different things. And I will be able to practice going on patrolling a lot more on my property instead of having to go to other locations. So that is, like I said, it's one of the most vital things to do, is get out there, train and practice. Doesn't matter what kind of Gucci gear you have, if you don't ever get out and use it, you won't know what's gonna fail you, when it's gonna fail you, and or how it all functions as a system. So get out there, become effective in the woods. Hopefully we don't need to ever do that, but time tells things are getting worse. So ready yourselves. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.